Pisces, hello and welcome to Ultra Instinct Tarot. My name is Andres and I will be the one taking care of you for this reading. How is it going, Pisces? I hope it is going well, because I am having a terrible week. And I am a Pisces. I'm a fellow comrade. And holy moly, is life making its move. But we are learning the ways of the ultra instinct. So we won't complain. We're just gonna let our body keep on moving. What do you think, Pisces? Nothing can stop us now. Yeah. Let's start with the first card, which is Inner Voice. Yeah, this is the thing that isn't going to be stopped anymore. The inner voice. I've been listening to my inner voice, and it's caused, a ruckus around me, but that is the same reason that I kept my inner voice hidden, because anytime it would come out, it would be a ruckus. People around me only want me to think the way they do. Only want me to be the way they do. Only want me to do what they want me to do. But not anymore, Pisces. It's time to listen to our inner voice, no matter what. Finally, defending ourselves. The inner voice speaks not in words, but in the wordless language of the heart. It is like an oracle who only speaks the truth. If it had a face, it would be like the face at the center of this card, alert, watchful, and able to accept both the dark and the light, symbolized by the two hands holding the crystal. Okay, able to accept both the dark and the light. I think I've been having problems with that, if I'm honest, especially with the accepting the dark, especially when it's the truth. But what can you do, The crystal itself represents the clarity that comes from transcending all dualities. See, I need to work on this, because I'm obviously still not accepting the dark. Still, but we gotta transcend all dualities. Represents clarity. The inner voice can also be playful, as it dives deep into the emotions and merges again to soar towards the sky, like two dolphins dancing in the waters of life. It is connected with the cosmos through the crescent moon crown and the earth, as represented by the green leaves on the figure's kimono. There are times in our lives when too many voices seem to be pulling us this way and that. A great confusion in such situations is a reminder to seek silence and centering within. Okay, I'll be honest. All these voices have been making my energy feel this way and that. So right before I started this reading, I had to literally sit here and silence for a little bit. And I still didn't feel the dark I still wasn't accepting the dark, so I still, felt a little weird even trying to record a video, but I was like, why would I let this dark make me, prevent me from doing something that I want to do, that I want to have fun with, the inner voice, that I want to have fun. If you have found your truth within yourself, there's nothing more in this whole existence to find. Truth is functioning through you. When you open your eyes, it is truth opening his eyes. When you close your eyes, it is truth who is closing its eyes. This is the inner voice. This is a tremendous meditation. If you can simply understand the device, you don't have to do anything. Whatever you are doing is being done by truth. You are walking, it is truth. You are sleeping, it is truth resting. You are speaking, it is truth speaking. And you are silent, it is truth that is silent. This is one of the most simple meditation techniques. Slowly, everything settles by the simple formula. And then there's no need for the technique. When you are cured, you throw away the meditation, you throw away the medicine. Then you live as truth, alive, radiant, contented, blissful, a song unto yourself. Your whole life becomes a prayer without any words, or better to say a prayerfulness, a grace, a beauty which does not belong to our mundane world, a ray of light coming from beyond into the darkness of our world. Okay, interesting. So maybe even one thing is I'm not accepting the dark and the light, right? But what if that doesn't even have to deal with the outside world, right? The darkness in the outside world. This literally could just mean like I'm not accepting this negative feeling that I'm feeling. This feeling of I don't want to be treated this way. Especially by the people close around me. So maybe it's not accepting that darkness around me the way we're being treated, but it's accepting the darkness that I feel, this negativity that I feel. I think that's the whole point of this card, of this inner voice. It's not to accept the darkness around you, but to accept the darkness within you. All these negative feelings, they have their purpose. They tell you this isn't where we want to go. So I should accept these negative feelings and accept that the cause of these negative feelings isn't where we want to be. I want to be somewhere else. And so that's all the negative feelings want to tell you. That's all the negative feelings want you to understand. And that's the clarity that comes whenever you listen to these negative feelings of, man, I don't want to be here anymore. Like I literally just felt the transition of, hey, he listened. All right, Pisces. Receptivity. Okay, look at all this water. We are in our prime, Pisces. We are in our element. These emotions. Receptivity. Okay, so the first one was a major arcana, the inner voice. And look at the path that it takes. It takes you from the first Seer Kether, which is home, where it all started, to the number 6. It's this path, crosses the abyss, and it stays centered. And this is the sun, the beauty, where holy guardian angel lives, where this is the reflection of the one. If you can see that, it's a reflection. Oh, interesting. Deception took a peek. There's more hidden. So imagine if we started from here, crossing the abyss into the nothingness to go to this number 1. We had no idea these existed because they are nothing. This is the first. All of this is something. All of this is nothing. So imagine the first time taking a trip across the abyss into the nothingness. Then, all of this was hidden. Home was hidden. Deception. Might as well. Something is hidden. Things do not seem the way that they seem. More information is needed. Pause before making decisions. Keep an eye out as information is about to appear. See, and this is us listening to that negative feeling and being like, oh, there's more to just feeling like complete shit. There's more information with this shittiness. So be receptive to it, because it'll at least take you where you want to go. It will, which is home. All right, receptivity. This is the Queen of Water, the Queen of Emotions. The Queen takes care, that's the kind of the feminine, and she takes care of the ones, within and around her. The King is all about, setting rules to, set order, to organize. But the Queen is all about welcoming in and, letting people be whatever you imagined like an actual loving mother would be. That is what the Queen is. So now imagine how a loving mother would be, and this is how, but we're dealing with the emotions. So imagine taking care of your emotions the way a loving mother would take care of her kid. Receptivity represents the feminine, receptive quality of water and of the emotions. Her arms are extended upwards to receive, and she's completely immersed in the water. Nice. So if we go back to how we accidentally saw this deception, it says there's more information needed. More information is about to appear. Something is hidden, and we are receiving whatever this hidden thing is. That's going to lead us to our next adventures. So she has no head, no busy and aggressive mind to hinder her pure receptivity. And as she is filled, she is continuously emptying herself, overflowing, and receiving more. The lotus pattern or matrix that emerges from her represents the perfect harmony of the universe that becomes apparent when we are in tune with it. Okay, after I read, there's a calmness that followed after I read. And as she is filled, she is continuously emptying herself, overflowing, and receiving more. Alright, I think that's all we need to take. Dominion, 2 of Wands. So we are up in the abyss again. So from this home, we went to the 2. We were here. This is our inner voice. This is literally our inner voice. And we discovered home. This is probably what was hidden. Is your actual home, place where you feel like home. And now this home is growing. Growing into 2. 2 of Wands, Dominion. The Wands are all about movement, the will of fire, like they say in Naruto. There's movement, your passion. There's times where we stay still and rest. There are times where we move. And this is 2 of Wands, Dominion. Mars in Aries. Following the basic Mother's design, the 2 of Wands exhibits a textbook use of the color scale. The reds of Aries upon an explosive background of martial reds, azure, and emerald. The colors inform us in no uncertain terms that Mars is very happy in Aries, and that Aries is happy to play host to Mars. Crowley, it's like they're at home. Mars found its home, and Aries is happy to have Mars in its home. Crowley observes that this strong astrological marriage in Chakma, which is the number 2, where the elements first manifest, makes the 2 of Wands fire in its best and highest form, is what we want to hear. It represents what he calls will in its most exalted form, ideal will, independent of any given object. And this ideal will only comes from your inner voice. It can't come from the outside. Like, that is the whole reason you are in the physical, because there is a reason that you are in the physical. So let's find out that reason and receive it with open arms. The Wands are demon-headed Tibetan Dorjes. Like the thunderbolt of Zeus, the Dorje represents the directed power of the gods and serves as the instrument of divine destruction that must, of necessity, precede the creative cycle. The virgin ovum, Harley claims, must be broken in order to fertilize it. Yeah. See, and that's why, this new stuff, this inner voice, it's only natural that things around it will be broken. So this is only human natural. Like Kevin says in The Office. It's only human natural. The 6 flames bursting behind the Dorjes allude to the sun, which is exalted in Aries and very happy to be there. All right. So receive this. I'm open. my hands are open to receive. I would like a new home. The sun. We were just talking about the sun being exalted in Aries. All right, let's go Pisces. This is for sure what we want to see. Number 19, the sun. Thank you. I needed to hear these things as well. I usually don't include myself in these readings, but man, it's hard not to. For at this time, the sun. This Hebrew letter resh, head. Interesting. The head. This one was headless. She was receiving, but this one was headless because she didn't let her mind, occupy her emotions or dictate what her emotions were. Just like me with this reading, my mind was saying, I want to rest. I don't want to be here. And then my anxiety, it just goes. But my emotions were still in this. My emotions were like, I like doing this. I would like to keep doing this. I don't want to let, I don't let my mind stop me from not filming this reading. So now she's getting the sun. Now this is a head. She's getting a head. A head. Not a head, but a head. This is the path 30 and then another major arcana. And it joins the number 8 to the number 9. It is this path taking you back to the center or away, I guess. I don't know what direction those paths take. All right, the sun. Give forth thy light to all without doubt. The clouds and shadows are no matter for thee. Interesting. We were just talking about the dark. I wasn't accepting the dark, and I could have let the dark, win. Or I could have let the dark, dictate my mind dictate. And I could have just not done this reading, but I didn't let it. I didn't let it dictate. Give forth thy light to all without doubt. The clouds and shadows are no matter for thee. Yeah, I didn't listen to that dark. But now that I'm talking, it's much easier to accept the dark within, like I said, And when you do, it starts feeling much easier to accept the dark outside. Like, why would I want to be around people who treat me like crap, It's very simple and clear. I want to be with people that don't treat me like crap. Make speech and silence, energy and stillness, twin forms of thy play. Yeah, both. Have fun with both. Have fun with the dark and the light. Every man and every woman is a star. In fortune-telling traditions, the sun is often interpreted as a card representing the querent or the face the querent shows to the world. This indicates to me that deep down inside, all of us are inherently aware that we are ultimately solar beings. This is the inner voice that knows. Crowley explains, this is one of the simplest of the cards. It represents Heru Raha, the Lord of the New Aeon, and his manifestation to the race of men as the sun spiritual, moral, and physical. He is the Lord of light, life, liberty, and love. This Aeon has for its purpose the complete emancipation of the human race. It is quite a statement, and I believe Crowley meant every word of it. Whenever I'm asked to explain the philosophy, or if you prefer the religion of Thelema, the first thing I usually tell people is it is a modern form of sun worship. But then I am quick to add, and when I use the word sun, I am also referring to myself. Yeah, the inner voice. Be receptive to it. Let's learn. I'm going to read this. Whether or not Crowley would have agreed with my gross generalization is debatable. I believe, however, that it is described in the most primitive terms the essence of Thelema. Now that human consciousness has been subtly mutated with the knowledge that sun continually exists, interesting. Yeah, because before they used to, used to even do rituals hoping that the sun would come back up. They thought it would just leave and not come back. But now we know that it never even leaves, really. It just keeps going around. We just can't see it part of the time, But it's still there. It doesn't go away. So same with us, sure, we might die. Sure, we might not see ourselves, we might not be seen, but we're still there. We're right around the corner. Okay, so knowledge that the sun continually exists, that it neither dies at night nor plunges toward extinction in the autumn. We as a race are poised to identify our own consciousness with the same phenomenon. Just as sunlight is perpetual, consciousness is continuous. Death is an illusion every bit as much as night is an illusion. Yeah, bad things will happen, but the sun, good things are right around the corner. It's fun. It's a roller coaster ride. Immortality, but you can decide how you feel during the ride. Immortality is simply consciousness of the continuity of existence. Yeah, I think we heard what we needed to hear. The Hierophant, the Teach. This is the Teach card for me. Like all of this. Imagine us 3D. The Teach. This Hierophant lives in the 4D. Lives in a place where they can see more than us. Where this inner voice. I think it's they're close to the same. Except well, it's like saying I can be a son, I can be a brother, I can also be a teacher, I can also be a student, I can be a soccer player, I can be a musician, I can be an artist. I can call myself a bunch of different things, but I'm still me. I'm still the same person. So for me, this is the same with these two. They are the same. But this is the teacher. This is the inner voice acting as the teacher. This is the inner voice acting as a kid having fun. This is the inner voice acting as a human receptive. The Hierophant, number 5, is the Teach. And let's find it in here. This is right here. Teach, connecting the 2 to the 4. So it crosses the abyss. So as it can see things from this sphere, and it can see things from this sphere, which is, I think we could go like this. Imagine being able to see things from down here, and then seeing things from up here. So he knows more. It's that simple. He'd know more, especially if we are down here and don't even know about anything that goes on up there. But we can learn from this Hierophant. We can learn from our inner voice teacher. Number 5. There's a lot of major arcana here. So try not to be in control. So far, look from what it looks like. So this is major arcana, major. This is a court card, which for me explains all the different skills and abilities that we have at our use. So like in these times, it's good to use our Queen of Water, our Queen of Emotions abilities and skills in this situation. And then the only thing that we control is using these skills and abilities. Being like this Queen of Emotions. Queen of Cups. And then the number 2, when we were talking about it, we were talking about finding our home, being receptive to our home, and then making it grow. Putting focus on our home and our inner voice. Our sun, instead of all of the darkness that is outside. The Hierophant, tradition, institution, education, social structures, hierarchical organizations. I'm not going to read this. I think well, no, we do. I do want to read it. I wonder why I didn't want to for a second. The Hierophant. The next card is the Lovers. The Hierophant is a wise and respected teacher. He connects heaven and earth and understands that in this complex game of life, everything has its role. From the tiniest bee to the great emperor himself, we all have our parts to play. Given this knowledge, it is natural for him to appreciate and uphold the social structures that keep everything in harmony and order. So in this one, not necessarily the social structures that keep things in harmony and order, but everything has part to play. So just like we were learning about the darkness and the light, they both have a part to play. They both, yeah, without one, we don't want to have the other, you know. Without this darkness, I wouldn't know that this is white. Okay. The Empress. Oh my god, wow. This looks like home, man. You chilling, the homie's chilling, you know, chilling with your homie. Both look like they listen to their inner voice. This looks like a good pair, man. The Empress and another major arcana card. Okay. Alright, so this is what I want you to do, Pisces. Just relax. Let go of control. Let what others do. Let them do what they want to do. There's nothing you can do about what they do. The only thing we can do is control the way we react. The Empress. And this is like another the hidden inner voice. This is what is the 2? That's the Magician, isn't it? No, that's number 1. So that means that the female magician, which is the High Priestess, hers is about intuition, unconscious spirituality, stillness, mystery, dreams. And now we are with the Empress, which is about creativity, abundance, nature, fertility, feminine energy, and nurturing. Yeah, this nurturing, like the sun also nurtures. This could be thought of as mom, you know, as this Empress, as this inner voice, as this partner that gives us life. Damn, and then the yellow is all around too back here. Holy moly. Alright, so the Empress is the embodiment of the divine feminine energy that is deeply creative, expressive, and sensual. She is tied to the earthly realm and the delights of the senses, with an innate connection to the natural world. Yeah, I think this is how you end up, you know, you end up in this energy when you listen to all of these. It's time to be creative, expressive, and sensual, Pisces. What can you show gratitude for? The peaceful sway of trees in the wind? I'm gonna say my dog. Or the sun's rays on a cold morning. Could the beauty in these moments inspire you to start a new project? Appreciation and connection to all that surrounds us also develops our sense of empathy. Do you feel the need to care for others? How can you support them? Take pleasure in your senses. See, hear, taste, touch, and smell everything. Notice the little details that can sometimes pass you by. When we are more in touch with our sensuality, we can also more deeply appreciate our natural world. Damn, there's a lot of receiving coming, Pisces. There's a lot of receiving. Son, time to find home. My dog said, oof. Alright, let's get some last advice from our dandy The Office Oracle deck. One of my favorite creations. Alright, we are 34. Okay, this is important. Yeah. This is literally, and it landed on this one. Okay, this is perfect. Okay, so words are powerful. Yeah, the mind is powerful. Are you going to listen to it, or are you going to, let your emotions be emotions? Jim and Pam's homework for marriage counseling. Words are very powerful, so watch the way you're talking. Speak more positively. Look for opportunities. Acknowledge, appreciate, and speak your truth. This is literally what this whole reading is about. Everything has a positive and a negative. If things have seemed all negative lately, try a different perspective and see the positive of the situation while using positive words. It will help cancel you out and return you to neutral. Then from there, it's all you again. Yeah, thank you, the Office Oracle deck. That was the perfect thing we needed to hear. Okay, yeah, 26. Goodbye stink. They can be very hard, but also very necessary. See, same thing with the darkness. We gotta include the darkness and appreciate the darkness. The darkness can be as simple as anytime you move, or like go to a different city, not even necessarily move, just visit a different city, you technically die in your home where you came from. You're not there anymore. So now you're over in this other city. So, is that really dark? Like, is that really negative to be dead somewhere because you're somewhere else? You'd be non-existent in one place because you decided to go over here now? Some things have to end for new things to begin. Life would be very boring if you did the same thing over and over again for all of eternity. Change brings about new growth. This is why change is good, especially if Holly is waiting for you in Colorado, our Empress, where your future children will also eventually be. There is an end coming, and it's okay to feel sad. After you feel sad, start getting excited for what's to come. Yeah, that's literally what this reading has been telling us. What's to come is the sun, is our expansion, our new actual good home where we can relax and teach if we want, or be taught and learn, with our Empress. Let's go. Yes, it's time, Pisces. It is now or never. There are moments where we can affect change. For a few seconds every decade, we exist. These are those seconds. Storm the castle. Come on. Tick tock. It's now or never. Tick tock. What say you? What say you, Pisces? All right, Pisces, you got this. You can't stop us. Speak positively. Don't listen to your mind if it's gonna be negative towards you. Just as you can defend yourself from other people, you can defend yourself from your own mind. Goodbye stink, man. They do. Darkness. Now or never. It's time. Thank you for being here, Pisces. And I'll see you next time.
Debo resignarme a que no estés, aunque esté muy triste, ya no lloraré.